Alright, take two on this video, because, I don't know, the camera went crazy, I dropped the phone off the tripod, all sorts of weird shit happened, so we're just going to redo it in reverse order nonetheless. So, this is what I got done this week. You've technically have already seen the horses for this chariot, but I got the bases in finally, and so I finished the one that I had mostly painted. So this is the scythe chariot from Polemark. Very fiddly set, very good looking set, but very fiddly. I wanted to go with this size of a base to protect all of these freaking dainty cast pointy ends, because they are dainty and they were fiddly. So, and I wanted to make sure that all the side pieces of the chariot were protected by a base somewhat. But yeah, we got the riders glued on there now, the charioteer. Yeah, they turn out really, really good. Gonna do the next one probably in a blue and silver pattern, because I have two for the army. And then I got this this foundry Greek or Macedonian casualty here. I can't remember which one, but it's foundry. And he's gonna be part of the next chariot display I do there, like probably behind the chariot, like he got mowed over or something. But yeah, it was very fiddly. Other than that, everything was great on it. So look forward to doing the next one. And like I said, that'll be it for chariots. I only have two planned for the army, two chariots, and that's all. Can't do Galgamela without chariots. Like that would be just like, so like we had to have chariots in the army. So that is that one. When we return, I'll show what I worked on for the rest of the week. So in front of you are not the other chariot, because I wanted to wait to do the chariots until I got the bases, and so I had these guys primed and had already started working on them, and then the base for the chariots showed up. So that's why I didn't start the second chariot, but finished the first one. So I decided to paint these guys first. These are going to be like a Kardaka Kingsguard type unit. So they'll have Aspis, they have mixed light armors, and they will have throwing spears / javelins and hand weapons. So they're just a big old mix there. This is the Vitrix set. So they have a mix of scale. So this is one of the guys in scale cuirass here. Come on. Wow, it doesn't want to... What the hell? There we go. Had to do something there. So this is one of the guys in the scale. I haven't done their hair or the swords yet, so forgive me. They're not 100% done. They're almost done. Hair and swords. But yeah, that's one of those guys. This is one of the guys with the linen. And then there's a couple different variations of padded guys there. That's one. So my big gripe with the Vitrix armored set is, one, there's only 12 figure 8 shields in the set, but there's 30 miniatures. So I don't know what in the actual fuck I'm supposed to do with that. Luckily, I had to buy two sets because I was doing an early Achaemenid, like 10,000 type unit, and then I was doing these guys for the Alexandrian period. So it wasn't. I ended up getting 24 shields anyways, which is what I needed for the earlier unit. But, like, what in the actual fuck? Why isn't there just 24 or 30 of those shields also in the set? I don't know. Seems very lazy and short-cornered to me. And then also the helmets. There were no helmet options besides the command sprue. So luckily, I had some helmets left over from command sprues and some from the cavalry sets that I plugged in here, but only half the unit's going to have helmets. And there's just no getting around that. Kind of unfortunate. I would have liked all of them to have helmets. They have a mix of Greek and Persian helmets. You can see some Thracian helmets. There's one or two Corinthian helmets, and then they got those like domed pot Persian style helmets. But yeah, those two things really griped my ass with the Vitrix set. Other than that, the Vitrix sets were great. They assembled great. They look great. I just wish we would have had more helmeted options for the armored set, and more of the figure 8 shields. And in the unarmored sets, you don't even get figure 8 shields. So it's not even like you can pull for those sets. The armored spearmen are the only set that gets the figure 8 shields. Believe me, I have every I have bought in every Persian set with the exception of the one that just was released, the Parthian Scythian Archer set, Horse Archer set that was just released. I have every other set, multiples of, that Vitrix has released for the Persians, and this is the only one with the figure 8 shields. So big ding on there. But yeah, this is 2/3 of the units, so it's only 18 in front of you. I got to do the other 6. Yeah, the other 6. Following this, and then as you can see here, I'll lift up the tripod. We got some Foundry casualties for my casualty markers that I'm gonna do. So probably what I'll do next week, starting off the month of March, is I will do those casualties in the last chariot, and then I will finish the last of this unit of infantry, and then start on the second to last unit of infantry. The last unit. This is the second to last unit. And then the army will be 100% complete. So, yeah, I think we're still really good and on track for a March finish deadline for the army. Hallelujah. I'm happy. I think it's going to be 384 or 390 miniatures, something like that in total, once I added everything up. And that's without Greeks or Thracians. That is just the Persian elements of the, or Indians. That is just the Persian elements of the army. I'm looking at 380, 390 miniatures. So this is my largest army. And like I said, if you add Thracians, you add Indians, you add Greeks, you can plus that up easily. So this army should easily be able to handle any size war game I want to do for that period. Because you're realistically, unless it's like a large type convention game or a special game, you're not going to have more than 1,000 miniatures on a table. And even to put 1,000 miniatures on a table, you got to have like a, you're having an 8 by 16 foot table, or something of similar size. We've done games. We did a 100 Years War game where we had 1,500 miniatures on the table, I believe, and we had to use a really huge table, and it was fun, and I love big battle games. But yeah, most of the time, you're never going to have more than 400 on a table. So, having this army be this size is pretty good for what I do. But I do like the armies to be complete, and I do have like grand plans one day of like being able to just do huge mega battles when I have space for it, and I can have a really large table at home, other than a 6x4. So yeah, we're still on track. We're still plugging away. We did get some product in. What did we get in? We got some commands, and I think just like a pack of javelins for the Thracians, just to finish out, because essentially what I'm doing, I think I'm going to do three or four large war bands, so like 32-man units for the Thracians, and I just needed some commands to finish them out. So the Thracian project in itself is going to be 100 miniatures, and that's kind of going to be my prelude into the Greeks. So I decided to do the Thracians first because I can use the Thracians with the Persians and the Greeks, or the Macedonians, or the successors. So there's, I think it makes more sense to do the Thracians before the Greeks. And they're all Foundry. Well, they're mostly Foundry. Now they got a little bit of there's a little bit of Old Glory, and now, oh, who the hell did I order these from? I can't even. I think I just referenced it. But yeah. So new line designs. So yeah, there's a little bit of that in there. So we'll get working on those. Probably won't see a painting update for me for a couple weeks because I really just want to focus on painting and not YouTubing. So, but the battle's coming. I'm gonna actually go to Holy Diver's house this weekend in a few days, and we're gonna finish up the mountain. We got about half of it done, and we're gonna do the rest of the half of the hot gates. So that way we can have our pretty badass battle. So. Until next time, guys, keep on gaming, and most importantly, keep on painting.